And Rorio Robert in chat is saying time is recorded to 1/1000th of a second. This is an Olympic, an Olympically timed race.
Yeah, I was curious kind of how strict they go with it, seeing that they have, if they're going to be getting, I guess, 4 to 6 matches done here in less than 55.
Right. Okay, looks like they're going. It's a race. It's a race. It's a text race. Oh man. Oh, go ahead.
Just kind of explain the general gist of what's happening here, because I guess if we go off the pictures, it leaves a lot to the imagination. But as I can't read Japanese, I'm not sure anything that's going on.
Right. So the main character is a journalist who's really interested in food and a really good chef. His coworker / wife is kind of supporting him, and his rival is his father, which is that guy right there on the right. And in this text adventure, there's only a few different choices. There's look, there's talk, there's move, and there's use the phone. There's not a whole lot, and there's a very specific, some options you don't have to choose, and some options it will not advance unless you choose them. And it's exactly the same every time. So it really just depends on how quickly they can get through these text boxes and how accurately they can press these buttons. And since it's timed down to the, 100th or 1000th of a second, whichever it is, they need to be at the top of their game to win this tourney.
Even just looking at the pictures, I feel it tells an interesting story, and I guess if I see it a couple of times, I can probably formulate a pretty neat one, even though I can't read it.
Yeah. Honestly, you could just make up any story you want to. It might be more, it might be exciting. Just choose your own adventure. See what you think is happening. All right, it looks like the runner, what is it, Ankimo Fighter 2. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's just Runner 2. What am I saying?
Can you refresh your stream real quick? It seems that we're a little bit behind the stream.
Oh, sure thing.
I jumped ahead a couple of seconds when I refreshed mine.
Okay, gotcha. Are you seeing kind of the chef behind the fume hood right now?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. This, I watched a task of this, and it can't be what they're doing right now because the task took like 30 minutes, so they can't be doing the same thing. But the music in this game is really weird because they have a bunch of different music that you wouldn't think would go together. So they have like the tune of Yankee Doodle Dandy and Do Your Ears Hang Low. They also have sort of Beethoven pieces as well. So I'm not sure like who the sound designer was, if there was such a thing when this game was made, but they just grabbed, some pretty idiosyncratic music.
Yeah, it's very interesting choices. The very first thing I heard when they started playing was Beethoven's Fifth, so I don't know. But yeah, maybe just public domain music and they're taking what they can get.
Could be. Okay, so they're racing to this police officer.
He's really upset, and I'm hoping there's a quick resolution to this story.
The rest of the game is just it's too terrible and too graphic. They have to stop the game here for this marathon. Now it gets really serious after this.
I'm guessing the police officer is so angry that they had to stop the run. The actual speedrunning police.
It could be. He has a consternated face. Oh man, okay, so one of the looks like Ponzu, who just did the last game, is also going to be in this tournament.
And so it seems maybe they got the bad ending. At someone in chat here.
Yeah, I believe it. The top option is fight, which is probably a bad option on this screen.
Judging from that cop's expression, I think it was the wrong choice.
Yeah, he done goofed. Let's see, what is... Yeah, Yamoku done goofed. Race to the bottom. I wonder what happens if he fights the cop. I'm really not sure.
I don't know, but the music seems to have turned to a Pokemon theme, so...
The cop used restraining order and handcuffs. It's super effective.
So I'm wondering if they finished here, so if they're going to change runners, or if we're going to see a little bit more of this.
Yeah, it looks like they got 2 new people. I guess... what is it? An 8-person? Is it an 8-person bracket? Probably. So they got
I believe it was 8 people.
These 2 runners. So let's see who goes. It could be Ponzu or it could be new person, and their names aren't on the screen, so I'm not sure what there are, unfortunately.
So yeah, this starts off with Beethoven. So you have a real somber feel to the beginning of your adventure, which now that we know the ending, we know it ends in tragedy. It gives it a lot more emotion.
Yeah. Little do you know, this is a manga about food, but it ends in tragedy. Do they use this Beethoven song in Tetris as well, or am I thinking of something else?
It's very similar to the Tetris theme. I don't know for sure if the music in Tetris is original, but I know like the main Tetris theme everyone thinks of, it's very close to it.
Okay, gotcha. And for Inyan Ghost in the chat, they're doing a tournament, so they got 2 new runners. This is the second game of the tournament, and there should be, since there's 8 total runners, there should be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, right?
Yeah, you'll have 4 initial, and then the 2 semifinals, so we have 7 total.
Okay. All right, they're in the boardroom. I wonder if they're trying to steal something. I don't know. Stealing secrets, getting caught by the police.
Yeah, in the opening cutscene, he looks really smug, and then now they get here, and then you'll have this girl who's really concerned about something, and looking off in the distance like something terrible is about to happen.
So that is Yuko Kurita, which is the protagonist's, depending on where you are in the manga and where this is, it's either your coworker or your wife.
I mean, it's a visual novel with multiple endings. Could it possibly be either one, depending on the decision?
I guess it could be. Looks like left runner is ahead of right runner. Because the cop comes right after this chef scene. In case you're looking, all the options they have are look and talk and listen. So on the right now, the top option is look, the middle option is talk, and the bottom option is listen. So not exactly a plethora of choices. And the very bottom choice now is move.
In that previous cutscene, the guy is steaming at the head. So I know something terrible happened, and it ends up now with a police officer coming to the restaurant.
Oh no! Guy on the left goofed! Oh! Man, I wouldn't have thought this would be kind of thrilling, but I guess if you're racing something, anything could be thrilling.
Yeah, now that we know what the last scene is, you gotta see if someone makes a mistake, you know about it, and like, oh, it's coming.
Yeah. Unfortunate, unforced error. Sadly, story did not turn out better for either of the runners in this case. Still just ended in tragedy.
I'm hoping one of these races ends with that cop having a smile on his face. He deserves it.
Turn that frown upside down.
So our 5th and 6th runners, I'm wondering if we can get a list of who the runners are with English pronunciations. Or at least give them some credit over here.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I couldn't find who the runners' names are in the schedule on Hararo. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it just says Kaku and contains 7 other people. So unfortunately, we don't have all their names.
In case you're wondering why people in chat are saying Ankimo, it is what the protagonist Yamaoka says during the cop screen. He says Ankimo, Ankimo, Ankimo.
So back at the board meeting, we got that smug guy on the bottom left. He's really thinking.
I wonder.
And we come over here to what appears to maybe be a young Nobuo Yomatsu. So now that makes me think about the music. They're doing classical music. Yomatsu is a musical genius. Maybe this is the origin story of him.
Sure, I mean, who knew? This guy in the red, I'm trying to decide whether he has green hair, it just has grass on his head, or if that's a hat.
I like to think it's grass. Adds more flavor to the character.
They just ignore it. They're like, yeah, he comes in like that. Don't worry about it. Looks like runner on the right is pretty ahead right now.
Yeah, he has a pretty significant lead. It looked like the left runner had to repeat a choice a couple of times. And now we're almost to my personal favorite scene thus far, with the chef steaming at, or the guy steaming at the head because of I guess the chef cooked his meal wrong.
I like the idea of that chef just looking at me like, what is this?
We're coming to the dramatic part now. The girl doesn't know what to do.
Oh gosh.
They order their food and they're hoping it's going to be the best. It might be her birthday and they're really hoping that this is a good experience.
Sadly, it ends in tragedy. Sorry, spoilers. Spoilers for anybody just joining us.
And now the birthday party is ruined. Which I'm guessing ends in some kind of scuffle.
Could be. And the main character has the option to fight the police officer. Unfortunately, we don't get to see what happens when you do that. Although it can't turn out good. Looks like the runner on the right is doing pretty good, unless she makes a mistake here. They've got this in the bag.
But yeah, we see the unhappy cop, and the time is coming up soon.
Ha. All right, GG, good match. It's interesting. The last option they pick is do something, is what it says.
Hey, I'm pretty sure this, since this is 89, I think Pokemon stole the music from this game. That is the opening fanfare to a Pokemon fight.
Is it really?
Like, it's the exact same role.
I believe it.
All right, so 3 down, and if my Texas public school math is correct, with 8 people, should have one more race, and then we will start seeing the people who progress to the next round.
Yeah, we're in the. I guess we're in the beginning of the bracket. I guess we start in the quarterfinals. Does anybody in chat know what Ankimo means? Because I actually don't know what that means.
I'm guessing it's a cheer.
Trying to cheer the police officer up. Turn that frown upside down, officer. Okay, so Rorario Robert says Ankimo is a part of fish that is delicious. So I'm just gonna take their word for it.
So round 4, this will be the end of our first set of elimination. We're back in the boardroom. So Uematsu doing some hard thinking here with Grass Hat Man and what I guess is Al from Home Improvement on the left. So,
oh man.
Not
Alright,
sure
got
what's
Grass
going on.
Head, Al, other guy. Now,
man, also for the folks in chat with the bots, I'm trying to reach out to folks. I don't have mod in here, so I cannot take care of it.
I also do not have those privileges.
However, let's all use our Twitch common sense and not click the links.
Good call.
It's always good advice.
Felix with the wisdom.
So, Ankimo is a Japanese dish made with monkfish liver. Now look, I said I grew up in Texas, and my stepdad is from the backcountry Louisiana, and I ate a lot of weird stuff. But I don't think I'll ever eat monkfish liver.
Have you eaten fish liver?
I've never had just actually liver of a fish. I've had liver from other animals, but I don't know. That doesn't seem appealing. Maybe it's a delicacy.
What is it? Ududunch says its taste is similar to foie gras, which I also actually don't know what that is. They're pretty close. But runner on the left is a little ahead. Oh no, wait, runner on the right's a little ahead.
Yeah, right's going quicker. Maybe the left one, I think, maybe made a dialogue mistake because they were very close.
You know, maybe just internally, subconsciously, they're trying to think to themselves, how can I get out of this awful situation? How can the story end or not end in a frowny police officer with the option to fight?
He's such a sad video game character knowing that his only role in life is to have a frowny face on people outside of a restaurant.
The chef doesn't look too happy either.
Yeah, the chef is not amused at whatever this person's mad at. Maybe he ordered medium rare. The chef gave him medium rare, but he demanded he wanted rare.
Somebody took a bite, spit it right back out. Called the cops.
I think that 304, I think that's the fastest we've had so far.
Yeah, that's quick. That's the first runner was 307, which I think was the second fastest time.
All right, that should be the end. we have 8 runners, so we should now see a repeat of 2 previous runners.
So we'll see. If you're just joining us, sorry, we do not know the runners' names.
I feel like they should reset this, because every time I look at this police officer staring at me, I kind of feel bad.
He knows what you've done. And that's kind of interesting. This music, like, it's sort of offset a little bit. In a couple parts, they kind of like play together and make an interesting new piece.
Is that the first time we've seen the game over screen? Whatever happened in this whole situation, I guess it did end up with the police maybe taking them off to jail, this person losing their job, and all hope was lost.
That's unfortunate. Man.
One of our runners' name, the person who was on the right, was Ankimo Fighter 2. So we got one of them.
Oh, well, so the runner on the left is Ankimo Fighter, and the other one's Ankimo Fighter 2. So I don't think this is their...
Right. That's not their name.
I did the same thing earlier. Although I do know the runner on the left is Ponzu, because he just played that epic Power Pro 8 race just before this race. This is a nice screen. These are the 3 happiest gentlemen in the game.
Yeah, no, this totally doesn't foreshadow the sad ending. This is such humble beginnings, and then really angry boss man.
Yeah. What are you smiling about? I'll wipe that smile off your face. I mean, that's what I imagine him saying.
I wish I could do some kind of voice right now, but I would probably tear my throat out with any attempt to not talk regularly. I really don't like sinuses.
Well, I hope you get well soon.
Oh, I'm sure I'll live, and I'm sure I'll feel real good right after it's time to go to bed on January the 1st and go to work the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you're not sick, but you're not recovered. Exactly. Back in the boardroom. Back at the desk. Back in the boardroom.
Like, this is the most bland of all the scenes. It really seems like those people just don't want to be there, and they're just kind of sitting thinking, man, let's get to that restaurant. There's something more interesting going on there.
I like that idea. Man, I gotta get to that restaurant. Little did they know what is to come. What kind of food do you think they make at this restaurant?
I mean, I don't want to take the easy way out and say sushi. Well, I don't know. I guess, I mean, we're talking anglerfish stuff here. And maybe it's just a high-end seafood restaurant. Maybe that's why the chef is so pissed off, because he probably put his heart and soul into that dish, and the guy in the black shirt is just really not having it.
Yeah.
Or also, I think the steam actually might just be like the food going up into the vet. Maybe nobody's pissed off, and I'm just judging them prematurely.
It could be. You know, with these graphics, it's hard to tell. There is, by the way, there is an anime of this, which I have not watched and I cannot attest to. But if you want to check out kind of a predecessor to all food media, like anime and manga, then you could check it out and see. Ankimo on the right, Ponzu loses. The gentleman with the glasses wins.
So now we'll have our next semifinal, and it should be grand final after that.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's like some type of investigation, because he is a journalist and he does know a lot about food. So I'm wondering if he's trying to prove something or catch somebody with his knowledge, and then he ends up being wrong, maybe.
I think that's a possibility. He could go in there. That actually may be why there's steam coming up, because he's angry and he realized that he tried to call the chef out on a lie. The chef was having none of it, being a master of his craft, and then the police got called.
Yeah. Oh, so sad.
It is a very sad game over screen.
Gosh, it looks like that one emote. Chat, what emote does it look like? Where you kind of have your head buried in your hands, sort of like, oh no, what have I done?
Is that Failfish?
I'm not sure. To be perfectly honest, I don't even know how to do Twitch chat. There it is.
Yep. Oh, not like this. There we go.
Hakezu, thank you. And Key Paladin. Everybody from then forward. That's the one. Three wise men, once again, until the boss comes in and busts their party up.
Yeah, I know. This just seems like any office party. We wake up and say, hey, it may be 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, but we're buddies. And here's the boss.
You see that background? It looks like it's moving. I'm wondering if that's an optical illusion, or if in the in the Nintendo game they're like accidentally or intentionally moving in the background.
It seems any place where we have the that color scheme, because if you look above the elevator,
yeah,
it's doing it there as well, and those tables. That may just be something with the game itself.
Yeah, or maybe the monitors that they're capturing it on. I'm not sure.
I like this chat theory. The liver was cooked wrong and somebody ate it and died, and then the police officer had to come. So this has turned into a murder mystery. It's Japanese Clue.
Let's see, it's what's his name? It's Yamaoka at the restaurant with the Ankimo. Poor Yuko here. Her husband's about to be arrested for murder.
Or maybe that was when he is doing Fellfish. Maybe that's his last moments before the bad liver takes him out of this world.
Ankimo, not a bad way to go, really.
Yeah, as long as it was delicious.
I mean, he shouts it 3 times in a row. It must have been good.
And now we're here at the scene of the crime.
Yep. Yeah, that guy on the right, his shirt, kind of doing that weird movement.
Someone was saying it is the Famicom stock composite capture is bad.
Hmm. This kind of reminds me. Speaking of fish that kill people, it's. Oh no! Somebody made a mistake.
Oh no! Excitement! Something's going on in chat.
Oh shoot!
Everyone, watch closely.
Runner on the right is ahead. Now runner on the left is ahead. They did it! The runner on the left wins. Oh wow!
And either way, the police officer is still not satisfied.
Wow, 1 second apart. Dang. Super close. Gosh, not even a second apart. But there's some old samurai movie that I saw a long time ago where the samurai is like a food taste tester for his lord. so that the lord doesn't eat any poisonous food. And the samurai eats a fish that makes him go blind, because the chef prepared it wrong, not because anybody was actually trying to poison him. So the rest of it is about him dealing with his new blindness, and it's really moving, actually. I don't know the name, sorry.
That's interesting. I still want to try fugu.
Now, is this it? Is this the final?
I think this is the final.
Wow. All right. And I think this guy on the left got the fastest time that we've seen.
And here we go with the grand final. I think.
Wow.
The guy on the right was last run, I believe.
Yep, he was. All right, we got Home Improvement, other guy in Grasshead here. Yeah, they're not even a second apart.
Our last time to see the happy trio.
Yeah. A displeased boss. Why are you smiling? This is an office.
And then back to work because the boss is angry.
Yep. And I guess that's the cafeteria.
The chef there in the cafeteria is pretty happy. He's not getting any freedom to make his food, but he's just happy with what he has to work with.
Yeah, he's pumped. You gotta appreciate that. Runner on the left has pulled ahead by at least 2 seconds. So that's go ahead.
I know the folks watching on Speed Gaming 3, y'all are getting other music, but listening to this, a lot of these scenes, it seems like they're changing music, right in the middle of the dialogue. You're only hearing a couple of seconds of songs at a time.
Yeah, and those songs include such classics as Beethoven and Yankee Doodle Dandy. And Pokemon music, apparently. Oh, wow. Person on the right. I'm back. Wow, they're not a second apart.
Our grand final and definitely our closest race. Trying to resolve this situation.
Oh, they're so close! Oh!
Oh, did both of them make a mistake?
They're neck and neck. No!
No!
Another mistake. Right on the left messed up again. Ah, there it is. Ankimo, Ankimo, Ankimo. Runner on the right. Grand champion of Oishinbo and Kyukyoku no Menu 3bon Syoub.
Well, let's get some little Kappa claps in chat for our runners here, who I'm pretty sure are the champion. I don't think there's another one. I'm pretty sure this is the grand finale. So I think they all deserve a round of applause on that.
Definitely. Excellent tournament.
And you're with us for Demon Souls too, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. That's just kind of the way the schedule worked out.
Now, how much do you know about Demon Souls runs?
I know quite a bit.